you ever found yourself staring at your ex's number, finger hovering over the call button? You're not alone. The siren song of reconciliation beckons to millions every day. But here's the million-dollar question. Is getting back together a recipe for happiness or heartbreak? Let's start by ripping off the Band-Aid. Why did you break up in the first place? Was it a temporary storm or a fundamental earthquake in your relationship? Temporary problems can often be overcome, but if you're dealing with trust issues, fundamentally toxic relating, or wildly different life goals, you're looking at a much steeper climb. Here's the starting point. Has each of you taken responsibility for your role in the breakup? Or is there more finger-pointing than a preschool tattletale session? Real change starts with accountability, folks. How long has it been since the breakup? If you're still ugly crying to your ex's playlist, you might need more time to gain perspective. Let's break this down, because the post-breakup phase is crucial for personal growth and clarity. First off, there's no universal timeline for healing. Some people bounce back in weeks, others take months, or in more extreme cases, even years, depending, of course, on factors that are out of this video's scope. The key is not how fast you heal, but how well. So what's the healthiest approach during this time? Let's call it the 3 R's. Reflect, recover, and rediscover. Reflect. Use this time to honestly assess the relationship. What worked? What didn't? What patterns do you need to break? This isn't about assigning blame. It's about understanding, especially understanding yourself. Recover. Prioritize self-care. We're talking basics here. Drink water, eat well, exercise, get enough sleep. Your emotional health is tied to your physical health. And yes, if that means ugly crying to your ex's playlist for a while, do it. Let those emotions out. But set a limit. Maybe 1 song a day, then gradually phase it out. Rediscover. Remember who you were before the relationship. It's time to reacquaint yourself with that person. Revisit old hobbies, explore new interests. This isn't just about keeping busy, it's about rebuilding your identity separate from your ex. Here's a pro tip. Consider instituting a no-contact period. This means exactly what it sounds like. No calls, no texts, no social media stalking. It's like a detox for your heart and mind. Aim for at least 30 days, longer if possible, ideally 6 months. This gives you space to focus on yourself without the emotional roller coaster of constant contact. Now let's address the elephant in the room, rebounds. While they might seem tempting, jumping into a new relationship before you've healed can be like putting a Band-Aid on a broken arm. It might cover the wound, but it won't fix the underlying issue. Instead, use this time to build stronger relationships with friends and family. They're your support system, and nurturing these connections can provide the emotional fulfillment you might be craving. Remember, the goal isn't to get over your ex as quickly as possible. It's to process the breakup in a healthy way, learn from the experience, and emerge stronger and wiser. Only then can you truly assess whether getting back together is the right move, or if it's time to write a new chapter, solo. Next, time apart isn't just about healing, it's about growth. Have you or your ex made tangible efforts to level up? We're talking therapy, self-improvement, or tackling those personal demons that sabotaged your relationship. Here's the real test. Are you seeing consistent behavioral changes, or just a bunch of empty promises? Actions speak louder than words, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. Let's talk turkey about, well, talking. Have your post-breakup conversations been more open and honest, or are you still dancing around the real issues like they're landmines? Pay attention to how you handle disagreements now. Are you actually listening to each other, or just waiting for your turn to speak? If you're still getting more defensive than a medieval castle under siege, that's a red flag, my friends. Here's a litmus test. Can you discuss the future without dredging up past grievances? If planning tomorrow feels more like a collaborative effort than a battle royale, you might be onto something good. Now, let's address external influences. Are you considering rekindling the flame because you genuinely want to, or because Aunt Mildred won't stop asking when you're getting married? Your support system can be a goldmine of insight, but make sure they're not just echoing your own biases. Seek out friends who will give it to you straight, not just nod along to your relationship fantasies. And don't forget about those pesky external stressors. If financial woes or work stress torpedoed your relationship before, have those issues been resolved? Or are you jumping back into the same shark-infested waters? If you're serious about round 2, it's time to get crystal clear on expectations and boundaries. What does getting back together actually mean to each of you? Are we talking casual dating or U-Haul territory? Set some ground rules that'll help you avoid falling back into old destructive patterns. Maybe it's agreeing on how much alone time you each need, or establishing a no bringing up ancient history during arguments policy. And here's the million-dollar question. Are you both equally committed to making this work? If one of you is all in while the other's got one foot out the door, you're setting yourself up for true heartache. Sometimes love needs a little professional help. If you're both serious about rekindling the flame but keep hitting the same walls, consider couples therapy. It's not admitting defeat, it's arming yourself with new tools for success. But before that, individual therapy can be a game changer. The best thing you can do for your relationship is work on yourself. It's like upgrading your own software before trying to sync with someone else's. Don't overlook relationship workshops and resources. They can be gold mines of information on communication, conflict resolution, and reigniting the spark. Think of it as relationship boot camp, tough but transformative. So here we are at the crossroads. You've done the soul searching, had the hard conversations, and maybe even sought professional guidance. Good for you. Now what? Remember, getting back together isn't a decision to be made lightly. It's not about recapturing the past, it's about building a better future. Are you both truly ready for that challenge? Now let's address yet another elephant in the room: physical intimacy during this decision-making period. It's a complex issue that many couples grapple with, so let's dive in. First off, it's natural to feel a physical pull towards your ex. You have history, familiarity, and likely some unresolved feelings. But here's the catch: sex can seriously cloud your judgment. When you're physically intimate, your brain releases a cocktail of chemicals like oxytocin and dopamine. These are the feel-good hormones that can create a sense of bonding and euphoria. Sounds great, right? Well, not so fast. These chemical reactions can make you feel more connected and positive about the relationship than you actually are. It's like putting on rose-colored glasses. Suddenly, all those issues that led to your breakup might seem less significant. So what's the game plan? If you're serious about making a clear-headed decision, consider implementing a sex hiatus. Yes, you heard that right. Take physical intimacy off the table while you're in this evaluation phase. This doesn't mean you can't spend time together or show affection, but keeping things PG-13 can help you focus on the core issues of your relationship without the distraction of physical intimacy. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but what if we slip up? Look, we're all human. If you do become intimate, don't beat yourself up. But do take a step back and reflect. How did it make you feel? Did it change your perspective on getting back together? Use it as a learning experience to inform your decision-making process. Remember, the goal here isn't to deny your feelings or attraction. It's about creating a space where you can truly evaluate your relationship based on its merits, not just physical chemistry. If you do decide to get back together, you want it to be because you've addressed your issues, grown as individuals, and are ready to build a stronger relationship, not because you got caught up in the heat of the moment. And here's a crucial point. Make sure you're on the same page about what physical intimacy means at this stage. Open, honest communication is key. If one of you sees it as a sign of reconciliation while the other views it as casual fun, you're setting yourself up for misunderstandings and hurt feelings. Ultimately, the decision to become physically intimate while you're in this limbo stage is a personal one. There's no one-size-fits-all answer. But whatever you decide, make sure it's a conscious choice that aligns with your goals for the relationship. Whether that's reconciliation or moving on. Take your time with this decision. There's no rush. Your emotional well-being is the priority here, not meeting someone else's timeline or expectations. Here's a parting thought. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is walk away. Not every relationship is meant to be rekindled. Some are lessons, some are blessings, and some are both. That's all for today, love warriors. If this video helped you gain some clarity, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button, subscribe for more relationship real talk, and drop a comment sharing your own experiences or questions. Remember, in the game of love, the most important relationship is the one you have with yourself. Until next time, this is Ayla, signing off.